Hello, Patreon patrons especially. It's been a while since I posted on Patreon, and I want to make up for that in this video. And I want to share with you what I've been up to, and there will be links underneath the video to articles I've written. And then I'll also do one of my photo journal kind of entries so that you can hear some more stories about my adventures lately, which have been is extraordinary, astounding, surprising. And some of the things I'm creating, I'm wanting to tell you about. I'm just super stoked about them. And one of the experiments I've been working with lately has been to say, I hate this, I hate that, I hate this. And I want to do that here and now. And brace yourselves, because you probably, at least some of you, have thought where if someone says they hate something, it freaks your box out. It freaks your, your identity out. Like, and also this judgment can start where you start to say, I'm not allowed to hate, so you're not allowed to hate. And but the I'm not allowed to hate part is maybe subconscious, and it's like, you're not allowed to hate. You don't say that word. And there can be a lot of interesting, really telling uh, responses in yourself. So my invitation to you is to use some of your attention while you listen and watch, to listen and watch about what happens with you while you hear me saying I hate. And that won't be the only thing I say. All right, so I hate that I am alone here in Davis Bay, and I use air quotes because I'm not alone. And I hate that I often forget how not alone I am. And I hate that I am the only possibility manager for miles around. I hate that so far no other possibility manager has said, I am coming to stay with you indefinitely, and I am going to be on your team to create a local Rage Club game world on a local bridge house, and I am with you, and I am going to proclaim the legends of what you're up to and the extraordinary brilliance of your being. And I'm going to broadcast that. And I hate that there's room here. There's room for one person, one woman. Oh my God, there is a hummingbird oh my gosh. A hummingbird is literally looking in the window at me right now. Hi, hi, thank you. Oh, why is a hummingbird? I hate that for the last 54 years of my life, the thing I hated most about Disney movies was that the birds didn't come and help me with my chores. And I love that. I love that I'm getting that now. Okay. This isn't a chore. This is creation happening, and I'm crying, which is another experiment I've been doing, was learning how to cry and create at the same time. And this came from something I hate, where there's this like, don't cry, don't cry, it's useless, it's a waste of time, stop crying, pull yourself together and get busy being productive. And I've been doing that to myself. I've been yeah, thinking there's an either or about creating and crying and feeling and grieving, and I think I have to numb that to be effectively creating, and it's bullshit. I've been using that bullshit standard human intelligence thoughtware for so long. Okay, so I hate that there's not someone here, because I want to create an open air possibility nomad camp. And I have a place I might be able to do it, which is the second or third possibility that I've come up to, but I'm staying at bat till I bat a home run. And yeah, I hate that the people that I started to create this woman's creation circle with are making themselves busy doing other things. And I also am glad they're doing that. I don't want them to do something with me if that's not what they want to do. And I hate that it's moving so slowly. And on May 18th, I will be manning a table at the Davis Bay Farmers Market where I present this invitation to become part of a women's creation circle, starting now and starting to meet weekly in September, where it's about the things we create with our hands. Like, I'm looking around because usually I have something that I've created with my hands right here, and I don't right now. But the t-shirt bags that I make, the wallets I make out of Tetra Packs, the hidey hole in a hardcover book that I make with my hands, these are all, they turn me on so much. And I hate that more people, I hate that so many people buy new when someone could whip up something made of garbage that is just beautiful. And we don't have to put all the money into the consumer machine, the corporate machine. We can put it into other things. And I love doing that. And I love that I am creating a next, wait, I made a little list of all the things I'm creating, and I'm moving it around because I'm not saying them in order. I am loving that. I talked about the Women's Creation Circle. I'm loving, yeah, okay, wait, start with hate. I hate that there are so many mothers who are trapped in these nuclear family dwellings behind closed doors, struggling to figure it out, killing themselves, sometimes hurting their children, even killing their children's aliveness because patriarchy sucks. Patriarchy sucks as a place to raise children. And a lot of these mothers, they either don't have the resources like money to use to go out, to have a car, to drive, to take the bus, to buy a bigger stroller that fits all their kids, or an e-bike, or and or they do have some of these things, but they're just so busy beating themselves up for not being a better mother who has better kids who behave. And and they're stuck in that. So I'm creating with Melissa Denuzzo something called Nourished Mother. And it's not for people who are already studying and using a lot of possibility management. It definitely for mothers who are studying and using possibility management, also for mothers who aren't yet. And it's going to be focusing on, you have 5 bodies and they feel different kinds of pain, different kinds of ecstasy, and they need different kinds of food. And if you're feeding your physical body physical food, when it's really your emotional body and your energetic body that are hungry, or your mental body that's hungry, it's not going to work. So a lot of this Nourished Mother series is about that. The other thing I'm creating with, that I'm so turned on about, is I'm creating it because I hate how dishonest I can be. I hate how many lies I tell. I hate the ways that I withhold. I hate the ways that I shape what I have into something pleasant and into something good and nice, instead of just bringing it how it is. And I hate that I don't bring it how it is because I'm scared I'm going to hurt someone, and that I don't use that fear to create how I'm bringing it, so that I can bring it and not compromise my own honesty, my own clarity, my own dignity. And I hate that when I do all this dishonest bullshit, that I am often compromising somebody else's dignity, because I'm not saying, hey, look at, when you do that, it comes across as just how it comes across, and I'm too scared to say it. So I love that I reached out again to Michael Allen Kolb, who is a radical honesty trainer, to invite him to collaborate with me to create a radical honesty training. And we negotiated, and he said yes to this offer that evolved in 30 minutes. It was so fast. And then, so I'm organizing the training, and I'm inviting people, and he's inviting people too, and it will start on a Thursday in June, I think the 13th. And And alongside that, I'm creating another space that'll happen on, I think, Mondays, where anyone can come, and I will practice delivering the exercises so that everyone can try them out, and we'll kind of keep the theory out of it and just be like, here's exercises. and that the sliding scale for that will be 0, because 0 to, I can't remember what, but per call, and or 0 to whatever for the whole 5 weeks. And it'll be, yeah, it'll be amazing. It'll be like I'm receiving and I'm practicing, and then I'm turning around and delivering, and people can have access to the calls with Mac that are going to be like coming from this expert trainer, and then the calls with me coming from someone who's learning how to deliver these particular elements. What else? There is resentment dismantling in the works. There is I hate that more mature mothers do not create for themselves mother graduation. And I hate that if somebody else would create it for them, they'd probably do it and they'd probably love it. And there's no one creating mother graduation for mothers, because that's not how it works. A mother can make her own graduation, and it's way more empowering and fun and respectful for her to create a graduation for herself than it is for someone else to do it for her. And I have been alongside a woman called Paula, who has been creating a mother graduation for herself, and I get to go. And I hate that paying for the ticket to go, even with the money that Paula gave me as a gift to empower me to be able to be there in person, has not been enough to keep my bank account from going into the red. I hate that there's so much money out there, and I hate that more of it doesn't flow my way, especially because it seems reasonable that it would. And I hate that I haven't figured out something about how to work with this technology called money that has it gushing into my life. I I I I hate that I don't get what the universe is doing. Wait, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I do get it. It's almost as if the universe is using scarcity of money to suck the value out of me so that I bring it, and bring it more, and bring it more often, uh, and that then I create possibilities of how to do that without starting with money. Maybe it's something like this. And I love that today I got clear about what my next Money Club offer is, which will be a 3-month series for possibilitators only. So if you want to be in, you got to be a possibilitator. People who are using possibility management, who also, like me, have not figured out how to get the money to roll in. And some possibility managers have a bunch of savings, or they have some a trust fund, or they have income from some inheritance, or from some like a lot of it can be like an inheritance, and then they rent the flat that they inherited out, and they live off that money. So this passive income thing that someone else has set up for them, really. And those of us who don't have those are in this place of like, I got to train more so that I can deliver more valuable spaces. And then we put a lot of money into training. We put a lot of time and effort into delivering spaces, and the money kind of comes in bits. And we're still alive, which is cool that you can live on so little. And yet we need Money Club. So this Money Club is going to be 3 months where possibilitators create extraordinary teamwork spaces, jacking more and more into archetypal lineages, and working together to create valuable spaces. And the how the money part will work is that each call is offered on a 0 to something sliding scale, and the whole series is offered on a 0 to $5,000 sliding scale and is payable anytime up until the month after the money club is over. So whatever money people make, they can use that money to pay for money club. So it's not a debt because you don't have to pay it. It's an opportunity to flow power back towards me, the originator and space holder and organizer of this space, and to each other. It could be that what we create together creates money coming into other people's lives, or money coming into our lives because somebody else took a stand for our spaces, and then we can flow money to whoever. It doesn't have to be me. What else? I hate that I haven't written more of my book. I started writing a synopsis, a 20-page synopsis of my book, which you may or may not have heard about ever before. I have this book in me because I have this crazy story in me, and I've been starting to write it in a new way that I'm so turned on about. I hate that I didn't ever have this way of writing before, and I love that I have it now, and it's so honest. It's so how it is just being put into this document. And yeah, and I made a pirate agreement. We shook hands energetically, me and Kian, to have this 20-page synopsis ready by the last week of May. And I hate that I haven't written more yet. And I love that it's like this juicy feast to get to do, to write more. And I love what I've written so far. It's so cool. I hate that I'm so scared of the weather. I hate that it's been unseasonably hot yesterday here on the Sunshine Coast. I hate that there is this cold spot in the Atlantic Ocean south of Greenland, and it's been there for many years, and it's the scientific explanations for it terrify me. I hate that I'm terrified of what Gaia is doing, and I hate that more people aren't listening to her and aren't listening to they're seeing the chaos and the danger, and they're either denying it or they're freaking out and they're doing stuff about it, but they aren't hearing the voice underneath, which I hear. As a Gaian woman, I hear the voice of Gaia saying, please do everything you can to stop me from wreaking havoc. It's the same voice that I had as a mother, trapped in a nuclear family, surrounded by patriarchal, capitalist, colonial culture, when I would be flipping out on my children who I birthed. There would be this voice saying, somebody please stop me. Somebody please do something about this culture that I cannot but be doing what I'm doing as a consequence of this culture existing and being perpetuated. And I hate that men especially will look at a woman and start pointing fingers and telling her everything that's wrong with her, all the ways she's selfish, all the ways she's too angry and unfair and unkind and irresponsible. And he doesn't see that he's talking about himself. And I hate how generous and tolerant and meek women are as a man is doing that, and how we start beating ourselves up saying, he's right, I'm bad, I'm wrong, I need to change. And instead of rising up out of this patriarchal woman bullshit costume and saying, I am a woman of earth, I am Gaia in form, I have everything it takes And what is missing, I have sisters with whom I can create to discover and fill in for ourselves and each other what is missing to create a radically different culture on this earth, as this earth, that will shift the path that humanity is on from this psycho suicide path onto a path towards a bright future for humanity and the other species that we share this beautiful planet with. The end. Goodbye for now. Thank you for hearing me. I welcome any feedback, any comments, any questions you might have. In fact, please send them. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you feel about what I've said here. Tell me what you want from me. Tell me what it would take for you to join the radical honesty space, or the nourished mother space, or the money club space, or anything else. What do you want? There's Rage Club coming up. There's tastes of Rage Club coming up. I didn't even talk about half of it. Your turn to talk.